to guide you in 30 minutes of gentle yoga. Let's start on our backs. Come to a comfortable place on your back. You can lengthen the legs or keep the knees bent if sometimes that feels more comfortable in the lower back to keep the knees bent. Let the knees drop in toward one another. If so, take the arms face up, palms face up on the floor, and just take a few deep breaths. We're just going to start by focusing on the breath just for a few moments. Inhaling deeply with the lips gently sealed through the nose, and exhaling also through the nose. Really focusing on the breath coming as deep down into the belly as you can get it before pushing the breath back out from the bottom up. Try to steady and lengthen both sides of the breath so that the inhale and the exhale are the same length and about the same amount of power. One more deep breath here. And then if the legs are long, go ahead and bend them and then draw both knees into the chest. Wrap your arms around and just take a few rocks side to side. Continue to breathe deeply as much and as often as you can throughout the practice, throughout the life. And then extend your left leg flat on the floor. Let it rest on the floor. And then begin to make some small circles with the right leg. So you're letting the knee, maybe the hands guide these circles, but we're really circling the hip joint. Getting it heated up and moving that circular motion that it's made for. Good. As you go, maybe let your circle get a little wider. You can release your left hand if you'd like. You can put it out to the side to ground you, and maybe take that leg way out to the right. But if you need to keep your circle a little smaller, that is fine as well. So do whatever feels good here. Just getting the hip moving and continuing to breathe. Bring that knee back into center, and then same thing other direction. Start with some smaller circles as you continue to breathe. And then maybe make the circles a little bigger. You can use your hand to balance the leg, to give it a little guidance, or you can go hands-free, whatever, again, feels best for you. Good. Go ahead and bring that knee back into center. Extend the leg straight up into the air. Doesn't have to be straight. It may be lower. It may be not quite as straight. That's all good, but reach it. Straighten it, and then take it to the floor. Same thing, other side. Draw the left knee in. Begin with some small circles. Doesn't matter which direction, because we'll do both. Small circles at first. Continuing to breathe. We spend a lot of time with forward and back motion with our hips. Sitting, standing, running, walking, skiing. And these will help to find that motion that the hip is really designed for, making the circle a little bigger as you go. Trying to add in that circular side-to-side motion as often as we can, especially when we're exercising and stretching. And then go ahead and switch directions with your circle. Again, starting a little smaller, you can take the arm out to balance you if as you get bigger, the weight coming over to the side needs a little more balance. Continue to bring that exhale in deeply. Inhale in deeply. Exhale out nice and even. Good. Reach the left leg. Reaching it toward the sky. Flexing the toes back slightly. One more breath here. And then take that leg down to the floor. Once again, bend both knees. Draw both knees in toward the chest, but with the arms down. And in fact, take the arms out long. I have a wall on one side, which you may as well. But with the palms down, take the arms out long to give you some balance. And then squeeze the legs together, and we're going to come into a revolving spinal twist. So drop the legs over to the right, and then come back up through center and take them over to the left. Now, if you want to work on core work and core strength, take the legs down as close to the floor as you can get them without dropping, and then come back up, keeping the shoulders grounded. But if you're like, oh no, I'm not really in for core strength today, then just take a smaller movement. Just kind of rock left to right. Knees can stay up a little higher. But in both cases, squeeze the legs together. So you're getting a little activation, keeping the knees in line. Just a few more rounds here. Taking them deeply or keeping them up a little higher. Good. Next time you come back to center, we're just going to rocking chair ourselves up to seated. So take a few rounds, maybe 3 or 4. I'm going to rock myself back on my mat 3 or 4 times, and then eventually come all the way up and come to seated. Come to a comfortable cross-legged position. If you have a blanket, if you feel like you want to slouch a little bit here, then use a folded up blanket or a cushy pillow and slide it under your hips. That little lift of the hips above the feet will help you to keep the back nice and long. With the hands planted palms down, just begin to take some big circles with the torso. Letting the shoulders and elbows move with you. And keeping the back of the neck in line. So once you see what I'm doing, regardless of where your screen is, try to just let your gaze come to the floor so the back of the neck is nice and long in line with the spine. And then switch directions. Same thing, other way. Continuing to use the breath to help steady the movement. Keeping everything even and paced nicely. Good, then coming back up to center. We're going to take the arms in front of us, drop the chin round the back, and then open the heart, take the arms back, reach the heart forward. Continuing with this movement in a nice flowing rhythm. Inhale as you open, exhale as you close. Really reach the arms, even press the palms together as they come forward. And find a little bending of the back as you come forward, arching of the back as you come down. Keeping the head stacked right on top of the neck. Here she comes. But then taking the chin forward as you come down. So we don't need to take the chin or the weight of the head behind us here as we come open. So avoid the temptation perhaps to do that. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. It's taking everything in me to not go into like major cat voice right now. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And then come right back to neutral. Bring the hands out on the floor next to you, fingertips planted where the arms can be extended. And then plant the right hand, reach the left hand up over. And really reach. Keep that hip bone on the floor grounded. Reach the arm. So if you're actually trying to grab something just out of your reach, you can bend the hand, the arm that's on the floor, or keep it straight. But avoid locking the elbow joint. And then switch sides. Planting the left hand or opposite hand and reaching the arm up and over. Really active. Try to keep the chest open. So maybe move the shoulder back a little bit. Keeping the right hip or opposite hip grounded. And then same motion, but just flowing with your breath. So see if you can inhale up through center and exhale over. Really finding that full reach every time. Big stretch through the side body, through the side of the hip. One more time each side. Inhale up, exhale over. And then come back up through center. Just one more little moment here in seated. Roll the shoulders a few times and settle nice and low down the back. Then just leave the hands gently planted. Drop the left ear toward the left shoulder. Let the weight of the head drop as long as that feels safe in your neck and shoulders. Really make sure to keep the shoulders relaxed and down, and then check your torso. I start to lean over when the weight of my head goes, but try to keep it nice and lined, just the head is going over to the side. And then rock the head forward, bringing chin toward the chest, coming all the way through to the other side. A few breaths here. Once again, check that the torso is staying upright, the shoulders are relaxed, and otherwise try to let the weight of the head drop over to your right. Breathe deeply, relax the jaw, relax the face. And now same motion, but if you'd like to flow through it with the breath. Exhaling through center, inhaling as you come over to each side. If you'd rather stay and hold on each side, again for a few more moments, you're welcome to do that instead. Do what feels best for you and what you need. But just one more circle here, half circle. And the next time you come back through center, just carefully lift the head back up. And then let's meet on hands and knees. So coming to hands and knees, hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. So everything is nice and in line, nice and straight. Press the hands into the mat so you're really lifting up. We're not sagging through the shoulders. Really strong and active. And then begin cat-cow. Bidhalasana and Marjariasana poses. Almost always done together. Taking the spine up toward the sky, letting the head drop. And then taking the belly toward the floor, letting the head lift just slightly. You're probably even barely looking at the wall in front of you as you lift the head. Avoid for sure looking toward the ceiling. Because in these poses, the neck and the head are just an extension of the spine. I think Pagoda's in the box that's holding up the phone. So I apologize for any additional noise. A few more breaths here, syncing up the inhale and exhale. As you can tell, these videos are really meant for my friends. If you don't know who I'm talking about, that's okay. I'm glad you're here too. Inhale and exhale. And then after your next round, come back to neutral and just shake the spine out left to right. Just nice and easy, nothing too technical. Let the shoulders and elbows move with you. And the hips. Good. Come back to neutral. We're going to come into spinal balance, get a little strength work built in here. Reach the right arm forward, reach the left leg back, straight back. I'm going to kick my lamp, but just straight back. You can also just extend the leg and keep the toes on the floor. Inhale, one more breath here, and then as you exhale, come back down to hands and knees. Same thing, opposite side. Left arm, right leg. Press that hand on the floor down into the mat. Take a couple breaths. And then take it down. And now, flowing with the breath, switch sides. Inhale, lift, exhale, back to hands and knees. Other side. Inhale, lift, exhale, back to hands and knees. Once you got the hang of it, just take your gaze to the mat, probably right above your hands, so the back of the neck is nice and long. Head's neither dropping nor lifting. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then come back to hands and knees. And this time, let's take some barrel rolls. So it's kind of like cat-cow, but adding in a circular motion. Still pressing through the hands, keeping the shoulders stable. And switch sides. Same thing, other direction. Good. From here, with the knees down still, we're going to step the hands a pretty good step forward, rock forward into low plank. Press the hands down, activate everything through the core, nice and firm through the front of the body, and then rock back to almost child's pose, hips coming toward the heels, and then come back forward. And flow through this once again with the breath. See if you can inhale as you come forward and exhale as you sit back. Now, if you'd like to take this up a notch, so keep going with that if you like it, or you can take high plank to downward dog. Same thing. Inhale forward, exhale back. A few more rounds on either one. You're welcome to try both. Good. Next time you come back, if you're already in down dog, stay there. If you're down on the knees, as you come back, curl the toes under, reach the hips up and back for downward dog. Take a few breaths here to settle in. Now, if this isn't for you, if it's too much on your wrists or you just don't like it, then you can come to a wide leg child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together. Settle back. Take whatever option works best for you. And then we're going to meet at the top of our mat in forward fold. So if you're in down dog, come up on the toes, step or hop forward. If you're in child's pose, come to standing, however you'd like. Feet hip distance apart. Settle down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Let the crown of the head drop. The weight of the head is dropping down. The neck is relaxed. You can take the hands down on the legs or cross them in either elbow. Stay there, drop into it. If you'd like to sway left to right a little bit, if you'd like to gently shake the head yes, shake the head no, nice and slow movements, adding in a little fluidity to the pose. One more moment there. And then release the hands if they're folded with a slight bend of the knees. Press yourself all the way up, reach the arms up. Reach the fingertips up, stand nice and tall, and then bring the hands down to prayer at the heart center. Take a few deep breaths here. If you'd like to close the eyes, reconnect with any intention you may have set. Try to find that even, steady breath once again. We're just going to come into some partial sun salutations. Inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, swan dive to a forward fold. Inhale halfway, making a flat back, reaching crown of the head forward, shoulders nice and strong. Exhale back to your forward fold, Uttanasana. Slight bend of the knees as you press yourself all the way up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, upward hands pose, and then bring the hands right through center. Pressing them gently together to keep everything nice and strong. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Hello there. Inhale halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. And root to rise, as if pressing the feet into the floor is what's causing you to lift. Arms strong and active as they lift. Hands come down through center. Two more like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, shoulders rolling down. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, head hanging every time. Press yourself all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands come down through center. One more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Oh yeah. And then root to rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands through center. Good. Close the eyes. Take a big, deep breath. Maybe exhaling out through the mouth for a cleansing breath, kind of a reset breath. Good. Lift the arms once again. You can keep the palms pressing, or you can clasp the fingers like steeple pose, kind of. Reach the arms, feet are hip distance apart. Side bend over to your right. Try to lengthen the arms. They probably won't go totally straight, but activate them and strengthen them. And then keep the left foot pressing down. So the weight in the feet stays even as the weight of the body comes over to one side. Come up through center, over to the other side. Continue to breathe. Take that top shoulder back just a little bit. Good. Come up through center. Few rounds flowing with the breath. Inhale up through center. Exhale over. Maintaining that evenness through the feet. One more each side. And then come back up. Release the arms and just shake them out a little bit. So, stepping the right foot toward the top of your mat, left foot back, lunging into that right leg, extending the left leg long with the heel down. Those toes are a little bit of an angle. Right toes are facing forward. Reach the arms out. Lunge into your warrior. And take a few deep breaths. Torso is stacked right over the pelvis. Extend the arms. Good. We're going to straighten everything. Turn all the toes to face this way or toward the long edge of your mat. And then settle into warrior on the other side. Lunging into the left leg. Straightening the right leg. Reaching the arms out. Active arms up to active fingers. Shoulders rolling down. Few breaths here. Good. Now we're just going to flow between sides. As you straighten the arms, all the toes come forward, both legs go straight, and then settle into warrior on the other side. And then come right back up. See if you can sync up the breath. Inhaling through center, exhaling down. One more each side. And then as we come through center, this next time with all the toes pointing forward, bring the hands down to the hips and fold into a wide leg forward fold. If you need to adjust your stance, you're welcome to. Hands either come to the floor, or if they don't comfortably reach the floor, a block, a box, a rolled up blanket, anything you have, then let the head drop. Stay there, dropping into it. Using the exhale to sink into the pose a little bit more with every breath. Even out the distribution of weight from the fronts and backs of the feet. If you're leaning into the heels, see if you can come forward a little bit. Continue to let the crown of the head drop so the neck is relaxed. Inhale deeply. Exhale, sink into the forward fold. One more breath here. And then from here, lifting the torso slightly, maybe on the fingertips or with the hands planted. Come more so the torso is parallel with the floor. Then plant the right hand on the floor in front of you or on your pillow, blanket, or box or blocks. And then open to the side, reaching the right arm up, planting the left arm down into the floor to give you a little more leverage. And then take it down and switch sides. Again, the arm is here to guide us open. And now flow with the breath. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, down. Inhale, other arm. Exhale, down. Continue to flow here. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Couple more rounds. Really twisting. You can let the hips move with you. Let's do one more each side. Good. Next time you come down, we're going to keep the hands down with the torso a little bit lifted. If you'd like to turn the toes out, you can. Come into just some little lunges. So nothing super deep. Just more about kind of working on continuing to warm up, lubricate the hip joints. Just take them nice and slow, as deep as you'd like, or stay up higher. Good. From here, Next time you lunge into your right leg, or whichever leg is facing the top direction of your mat, may not matter if you're in your living room, but we're just going to turn to face one leg, drop the opposite knee in order to take both knees back. Come into an extended child's pose. Knees wide on the mat, big toes together. Drop the heart toward the floor, drop the head. Extend the arms out long. Forehead is either on the mat, or if it doesn't reach, again, grab a prop, something. It can just be a pillow from your couch to assist you. Breathe deeply, once again, using the breath as a tool. Inhale, exhale, sink. Letting the hips come down and back, letting the chest and heart come down toward the floor. Arms extending out in front of you. Relax the face, relax the jaw, return to the breath. Good, go ahead and bring the hands in, press yourself up to hands and knees. From here, take any movement with the back and spine that feels good. So maybe a couple rounds of cat-cow, maybe snaking the spine left to right, maybe kind of barrel rolling, drawing a circle with the belly button. Whatever feels good to you. Continue to breathe as you kind of work out a few last moments of motion in the spine. Good. Go ahead and come to seated. Take the feet out to one side and then bring them in front of you. Plant the feet on the mat with the knees bent. Little bit of last core action as you take the arms long, round the back, and come onto your back. Once you're there, just relax. Keep the knees bent for a moment. Good. Cross the left ankle over the right knee and draw that set of legs toward you for a reclined pigeon or figure 4 stretch. You can use your left elbow to press the left knee away. Try to keep the head down on the mat. If you have the tendency to lift the head up, if you just feels like it would be more comfortable, you may just need to give yourself a little pillow. So put a pillow or blanket or anything else that you have under the head so that you can keep the back of the neck nice and long and the head relaxed. Good. Release and switch sides. Again, you can use the right elbow to press the leg away. Pressing that knee away will give a little deeper stretch in the hip. Head remains on the mat. Continue to breathe deeply. Release the jaw. Unsquint the brow. Good. Release. Take the feet wide on the mat, maybe even off the mat if you have longer legs, and just windshield wiper the legs left to right. And the next time they come over to the right, just leave them there, coming into a nice, easy spinal twist. If you would like to take any variations or modifications to make it more intense, you're welcome to do that. You can take your gaze over the left if you'd like, and then take the arms out, palms face up, with either the elbows bent or the arms long. Good. Pick the knees up, take them over to the other side. Gaze can be up or over the right shoulder. Good. Go ahead and bring the knees back up to center. Draw them into the chest. rock left to right a few times. And then, for a final relaxation, if you have a nice blank wall nearby, even if you need to get up and move to it, I would really recommend doing so. Coming into legs up the wall for the final relaxation. I do that by just scooting my booty right up to the edge of the wall and then spinning myself around on the floor so that the legs are up, the weight of them is coming against the wall, and then taking the arms either out bent or out long. Little tuck of the chin, so we're always making sure the back of the neck is in line, and staying here for at least 5 minutes, if not much longer. Or you can just lay flat on your back or any other comfortable pose. I recommend taking at least 5 minutes of relaxation after you've done this practice, but I'll let you do that on your own so that you can take it for as long as you'd like. And both, especially the legs up the wall, it's a really good grounding anti-anxiety pose to come into at any time. Whether you're in your pajamas and your jeans, you can just pop those legs up and find a few moments of grounding. So enjoy your Shavasana. Namaste.